So let's try to put the shadows of the floor wherever they should be. Okay, render, shadow, floor, PSD. Jduf. Jduf. Okay, if you don't say jduf when you put it, it's okay. I mean, it will happen. It's not a problem. That's what I mean. So now what I want to do is I want to put it in the place here, and it's because what's happening? Let me see. It's alpha. Yeah, it's alpha channel, so it's because I save it as PSD. If I save it as TIFF, it will be okay, but whatever. So Control A, Control C here, and new layer, Control V. Okay, now it should be behind our character, and I can always go and multiply this layer and it will be okay. But the thing is that if I want to export this as a transparent image, I will not be able to do it, because if I remove all the background, this will still be white. So what we need to do is make it normal, and we have to delete the white and leave only the black, which can be done by various ways in Photoshop. For example, we can select here, go to samples, go to 44, select white, and just press delete, and it will delete most of the white, but it will not delete the whole white. You see, let me show you. It will leave kind of a grayish mark here on our, you see, it's kind of okay. And now I can do this. I can fill this with black. Fill this with black. How do I fill it, by the way? You don't know, but I know. So when we have something that we need to fill and it has transparency, we do just what was this? No, I forgot how I did it. Control delete? No. Control Alt Shift delete? Yes. But Control Alt Shift delete is let's be Shift delete. No, Alt delete. No. Control delete. Ooh. No. Control Z. Okay. I forgot how I fill it with this color. Alt Shift delete. Yeah, I do it automatically without thinking, and now I was like, okay, how I do it? So Alt Shift delete will fill with the foreground color, which is black in this case, our thing. But first let me remove a little bit more. This, delete, Control D, and then Alt Shift delete will fill it, and then we can go to blur, which is filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And it will be this will be our filter, and we need to see the bottom of it. It's here. We'll blur it like this. Let's see. It's and we can dial down the opacity, and it will be kind of fine, except for when we blurred it kind of gets worse. So let's Control Z a couple of times. Let's try another method, which I'm not sure it will work, but still, let's try it. So let's go to select, color range, and click on the white. And now, you see, we will select the white, and we will dial this slider to select more white or less white. So let's dial it around this area and click OK. And then click delete. And again, we have this white thing around the object. And this is kind of difficult to delete. We have to delete it basically. So again, I will do this. Control Shift delete. Yeah. How to select, by the way, a color in Photoshop? Press B to have a brush, and now we are on the brush. And Control Z. I will Alt click to select the color. Alt click is selecting basically whatever color we want. So Alt click on the black will select the black. Alt Shift delete is filling it, and now we can go again to filter and Gaussian blur, and it will blur it. But then we have to delete because this layer, if you see it, it has mask all over. We don't need that. We need only on the bottom the mask. So I will just select everything except for the bottom thing like this and delete. Probably here we should also delete. Yeah, for this of course to work, everything in what I'm showing you, you have to know Photoshop a little bit. I'm kind of telling you some shortcuts and stuff, but it's good to know Photoshop. I mean, yeah, it's better to know it. Dial down the opacity and then click on this finger icon here and just push this inside a bit to our object, and also like this. And also probably we should have more blackening in this area. Alright. Alright. And now what I will do is the opacity, I will dial it down, dial it up so it will be completely black, and then I will add a mask from this icon here down. Add a mask, which is white mask, doing nothing for now. But if we kind of draw on this mask with black, okay, I'm trying to change from BG to English. It was not happening because with BG some things are not working. So I will get my brush big and just, okay, it will probably crash. Oh no, it's not. But why is it thinking so much? It's beyond me. So this is white mask. And I'm dragging with black brush. Oh no, I'm not dragging with brush. I have to go to B with brush. And then increase the brush. And with shift, so bracket keys are increasing and decreasing the brush size, the bracket keys. So shift, the left bracket key will make it more soft. So we can do this, see? And we have to be here. I'm not sure why is this happening, by the way. It's red. This is like a mask. Let me see what's happening on the channels. Yeah, I'm painting on the mask, it's fine. But why am I seeing it? I'm not sure. Okay, let's make a mask. Again, white mask. And try with B to drag. Ah, now it's happening. Now I'm doing it. So my idea is to just kind of feather the outer part of the mask and just near her leg the shadow to be a bit bigger. So it will be like this. And yeah, we don't need this shadow to be too much. I will change the color by pressing X. So pressing X will change the foreground color. And with white, I will just drag a little bit here on her feet. And then with black, I will drag back like this. And this is kind of grounding her into our kind of a plane. Let's drag like this. Okay, now it's fine. And let's do the other shadow or not. Yeah, it will be too much. No shadow. No shadow anymore. We don't need shadow. Shadow is bad. So the other thing I want is the ambient occlusion layer, because we don't have ambient occlusion. AO, BPRI AO. I will press it here. Is it alpha? Yes, it's alpha. So I will Control A, Control C, go here, new layer, paste it with Control V, and now we have this. Now we should click Control J, like I told you, and hide it, AO, and name it, and then let's see if it's good. The AO is not particularly nice, but it can be useful. If we go to overlay, for example, it will be too much, of course. If we go to multiply, it will be also too much on some places. You see, it's a little bit darkening, not a little bit, it's darkening everything a lot. So what we can do, a color burn. Yeah, okay, let's try multiply. Multiply is just darkening the overall image, which is not perfect in my opinion. What we can do here is Control U to go to this hue saturation dialog, or we can go to image, adjustment, hue saturation, which is Control U, you can see. And then colorize. And then our ambient occlusion will not be black, because black ambient occlusion on the skin especially is too bad. So now our ambient occlusion will be kind of reddish color, which probably will be better. Let's see it. Yeah, see, it's kind of better. And of course we can dial the opacity down. Let's see, without it, with it, maybe a little bit down even. Yeah, we don't need it too much. So probably we will need it for the gun, by the way. So I will select the gun, Control J to separate this, only the gun, to separate only the gun. Opacity up. And then the gun, let me see, Control L. And then I will try to increase the contrast here a lot. Very good contrast I need. I need dark, I need light, super contrasty. This is kind of fine. Of course I will Control U and make it like this. And then Alt click on the eye here to show it. And you see how we have kind of a more contrast on the weapon, which can be needed. Probably, we'll see. The other thing we can do for the weapon is we saved one levels pass. So let's see, this one. This one can put some kind of a whitish and blackish things on our model. So let's Control M and try to, these are curves. And I'm just trying to, okay, let's try with Control L, which is levels. Levels in Photoshop. Yeah, I assume you know your way in around Photoshop, so I'm not like, this is curves, this is this. I'm explaining some things, yes, but not in a super kind of a huge deal. This maybe can work for us a little bit. For the weapon, let's place this here. Then take only the weapon, Control J, will not delete it for now. And now I can, for example, go multiply, no, maybe screen. Yeah, let's see, screen. Yeah, it's adding kind of a whitish things, but the most nice, basically is overlay. Overlay is very nice, but we have to dial it down. You see, just a little bit like this. It's too much. I mean, the overall weapon is too dark now with the overlay pass. So probably screen or lighten, or this one, liner dodge. It adds this kind of a edges on the weapon, which is kind of nice. So liner dodge probably is fine for now. And what else we can do with the gun? I will show you. We can take the gun itself, put it on top of everything. No. Yeah, almost on top of everything. And make it color dodge. And then dial down the opacity of this layer. And let's see. It's kind of making it a little bit lighter. A little bit separating it from her body and stuff. It's kind of nice. And also, I don't like her, I like her, but I don't like that she's kind of too dark probably. Either we will leave her like this, or we can make something about it. We can kind of do something about it. So the main layer is the problem here. I will duplicate it, by the way, because I don't want to ruin it. Sometimes I just tend to ruin things. I will go to my hue saturation and increase the saturation a bit. Yes. And then I will go to M, Control M, which is our curves, and just make it lighter like this. And maybe if we want more contrast, which we don't want too much, I will do this. But we don't want too much contrast here. It's just, yeah, enough. Okay. So this kind of is relatively good for our render. We have ambient occlusion, we have everything. The AO is not too much, which is fine. But we don't have the other rim light, which, let's see the other rim light, how it will go. we have time. The rim left will be this, the other rim light. All right, so I will just drag it here, control click on the other rim, control J, and it will be here. And yeah, multiply, no multiply screen. And then you see the color of it is the same as the other one, which is not ideal, although it looks fine. But probably we should change the color with the hue saturation, so something more like bluish probably, because it's good to have one rim light warm color and one rim light kind of a colder color. So this will be blue, and it will kind of ground her to the environment, which is blue, and it's fine. Let me see without it. With it, probably it's fine. I like it, kind of. Let's go to Control L and just dial down the overall lightening of our image. Sorry. And now she's relatively fine. She's a cartoon character, looking good. Yeah, from here, you see, if you kind of make it small and it still reads, it's still kind of visible, it still has contrast, you can still see kind of what's on the picture, then it's probably nice. And what else we want to do here? We want to add a layer above this blue layer, so I will just drag the blue layer to the new layer icon and it will duplicate it, and then I will darken this new blue layer, darken it like this, and saturation a bit down. And then what I'll do is very peculiar. I will delete parts of this layer. By the way, deleting will not be nice. I will mask parts of this layer. It will be more non-destructive workflow. I will go to my brush with B and then just drag here like this. I will try to have kind of a whitish point, but it shouldn't be, this whitish point shouldn't be exactly on the center, because it will not look cool. So I will make it a bit decentralized. You see, I'm working only on the mask here. Maybe the head will have to be more kind of on the spotlight. Yeah, and I need those sides to be more dark, so I will go to multiply this layer, and then I will go to the layer itself and make it more dark. Not so saturated, I mean. I don't need it to be that saturated, and it's a little bit darker even for my taste. I will dial down the opacity a bit, like this probably, or like this. Yeah, it could work, we'll see. So now we are concentrating the eye of the viewer to the lighter point, because you always look to the light. If you are on some kind of a cave and it's not super dark, but it's kind of not, but if you see the exit, you will be drawn by it. Your eyes will be drawn by the light. And that's what we're doing here. We're drawing the attention to the user into our character, because there is light here, there is contrast here, everything is there. That's why this is dark on the sides. And also what we want to do is we want to go to Google and write dirty texture, not dirt texture, dirty texture. And then we go to images, which is in Bulgarian here, it's изображение, which is images. And then we will find some image. For example, I like this one. No, this one is not particularly fine. Maybe this one. But it's too sharp. I need something not that sharp. This one is too much. I mean, it has too much blackish on one place. I want it to be kind of on all over the place. Like this. This is fine, by the way. Let's select it and see if we can take it. And I can take it from here, by the way. How? You will ask me. No, it will be difficult. I mean, I can take it with a screenshot. We don't need the big resolution of this in any case. That's why we can take screenshots and it will be absolutely okay. Let's try this one. I don't like, probably this. Yeah, let's try this one. But where is it? Oh, we have a lot of those textures in here. Even this could be nice because you see how it's darkening on the sides. Let's see it. Okay, it has water signs, which I mean, it works for us. We can remove them, but it's not the best. Okay, let's try then dirt texture. Wow, dirt, not dirty. Dirty, obviously, everything is trademark, everything is from paid sites and whatever. Free. Yes. Let's try this one. Is it free? Free for all. This one. Amazing. So I can take this one by Alt print screen. Alt print screen, and then put it here, Control V, and then I can just take it. I told you we don't need it in big resolution. Control J to separate it, and then I will Control T and increase the size of it like this. And move it here. And why do we not need a bigger resolution, you will ask? Because we will dial down the opacity just in an amazing amount. And you see, we need only just a barely kind of to see it. We don't need it to be too busy, because if it's too busy, it will drag our attention out of our character. It will create contrast, and this contrast will beat our contrast of the character, which we don't like. So we'll dial down the opacity until we barely see it, just to have some interesting texture on the object. And that's it. That's completely it. And our character is kinda ready for action. So I'll see you in the next video, where I will say goodbye to you until the next course. And the next course, by the way, I'm not sure what exactly could be, but it either will be a superhero anatomy for artists with some crazy muscular guy. Not so crazy. I mean, it will not be the Hulk, because already the Hulk exists like a course. They made it, so I have to make something else. And or this character retopologizing in ZBrush, and kind of UVs in ZBrush too, and then preparing it for Substance Painter in Blender. Or we can try to do some more stylized character, like I showed you, the dragon and the horse, something like that, but we'll see. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see you in the next video, and then yeah, it will be it. Bye for now.